Nobody restricted you. Nobody censored you. Nobody locked the door. You walked in willingly because the room was comfortable, because the lighting was perfect, because every path already made sense. You didn't lose freedom. You accepted design, and design feels better than uncertainty. You're not less free. You're just navigating a world that was shaped before you arrived. The most effective limitation is the one that feels like preference. When control feels like convenience, it doesn't need enforcement. It only needs participation. And participation always feels voluntary. This video is not advice, not instruction, not a call to action. Everything you're about to hear is interpretation, observation, perspective. You are not expected to agree. You are not required to react. Nothing here is meant to accuse, diagnose, or direct behavior. These are ideas. You are free to reject them. You are responsible for your own conclusions. This is not about taking freedom away. It's about examining what freedom quietly became. Systems rarely feel personal while they're working. This isn't an attack. It's a lens. And lenses don't create reality. They reveal structure. Interpretation remains yours. Freedom used to mean open space, uncertainty, risk. Now it means options, menus, recommendations, personalized feeds. Nothing is locked, but nothing is raw anymore. Freedom didn't shrink. It became an interface. And interfaces are designed. They remove friction. They reduce confusion. They accelerate movement. An interface doesn't show you the world. It shows you what fits inside the system. When freedom becomes intuitive, it stops feeling like a condition. It starts feeling like a feature. You rarely choose without context anymore. Everything is ranked, filtered, suggested. You step into probability. You open a platform. The top results are already waiting. You don't scroll to the bottom. Almost no one does. Because the system learned what keeps you from leaving, and it places that first. Unpredictable behavior is expensive. Predictable behavior is scalable. True freedom produces noise. Noise disrupts patterns. Patterns disrupt optimization. So, randomness becomes filtered. You're surrounded by options. But options are not space. They're lists. And a list has edges. Menus are architecture. Think of a shopping mall. Everything visible, everything labeled, but every exit leads back inside the structure. You're not trapped. You're circulated. Invisible boundaries are the most stable kind. When scrolling replaces searching, freedom becomes navigation. You're encouraged to be authentic, original, different, as long as it's recognizable, as long as it fits. Variation is allowed. Deviation is not. Deviation breaks models. Variation feeds them. Individuality survives, but only inside acceptable bandwidth. You're free to be different, just not incomprehensible. It feels good. No chaos, no paralysis. Guided freedom removes fear. And fear used to be part of autonomy. Comfort stabilizes behavior. When resistance fades, control doesn't need force. Nothing dramatic happens. You're not imprisoned. You're not censored. You just never leave the route. You never feel lost. And never being lost means never discovering what wasn't suggested. A system doesn't need to remove freedom. It only needs to make randomness uncomfortable. Freedom that never risks confusion may not be freedom. It may be navigation, a well-designed path with invisible borders. Maybe freedom isn't gone. Maybe it's been formatted. And formatting preserves structure. Interpretation remains yours. If this way of looking at freedom feels familiar, stay. Subscribe. Dark Side Protocol examines the structures behind comfort, identity, and direction. If you want to explore the human side of these same systems, Punchline Protocol looks at the emotional angle. Link in the description. 2 angles, 1 architecture.